Hello YouTube! Welcome back to another episode of Fireking Gaming. I haven't been lately on. I've been too busy with real life. I'm sorry. Hope these videos, this whole week, will make it up. Today we're going to be playing Dinos. It mainly focuses around first turn and second turn. You want to get out this card, Bellowload Savage, as well as your Doka. And either like this. Or you want to OTK. So like this, Pentastag, and Conductor. You can use this in the TCG, because this is my TCG deck that I use. It's really good. And yeah, I hope you guys like the gameplay. First match. Vijipu, I think that says. I might, sorry if I butcher your name. I'm gonna go first. Because if we let my opponent go first, he could come up with other things like he could play Herald, which is the worst thing. He could play Eldritch. And you want to get counters for that before he does. And that's why you do it this way. Okay. So, how to stop Ash Blossom from doing anything? You're going to activate Lost World. Then you're going to null summon out your Overraptor. And what the Overraptor is going to do is activate its effect first. And then, since that's on the stack, you can activate Lost World, putting it second on the stack. So he can't chain to your Overraptor because that's second on the chain. Gain him a token. Yes, you can't attack, but you can search for a card. What are you going to search for? There's a lot of options. Let's see my hand. You got Called by the Grave, this card to count your opponent, this card to count your opponent, and this card. Okay, so what do you need to start this? Well, you need a monster in the grave. So you can send it with this to this. So you could either send it. So let's say you grab this, which this would be a perfectly good move, okay? You'd be saying, why did you do that? It's so that you have a monster in the grave. Now you're going to activate your Soul Overeater Raptor. Pop in the token. Lost World's going to activate, which is what you're going to want. And you're going to destroy a baby. Baby's going to get you baby. Okay? And that's what you want. Then, you're going to use Millicinosaurus' second effect, banishing it to summon out your alligator. Yes, it's a dino. Most people think it's a reptile, but it's actually a dinosaur. And then you can use its effect. And yes, you can use Ash Blossom, but it won't affect it. Because my monsters are unaffected. Dinosaurs are unaffected. And people forget that. So what you do is destroy baby, and then you get your Scrap Raptor. And then you blow up your own Scrap Raptor to get your Scrap Chimera. Okay? And then you play your Scrap Chimera, get your Scrap Raptor. And even if you use Nibiru, it will only hit one card, which would be the Scrap Chimera. For now. And then you want to go into, if you really want to, you can go into your grade 1, gain with alligator. summoning out your alligator, going to Lycabos. Then we're going to use Chimera to go into our favorite card, Scrap Dragon. Well, Wyvern. It looks like a dragon, but dragons are bigger. So it's a Wyvern is smaller in Mythical. Then you're going to summon out Chimera. You're going to blow up your Chimera. And then you're going to blow up, activate its effect. Unfortunately, we did misplay. And we couldn't get our Giant Rex, which is what we needed. Okay. So that's a little unfortunate. So this might change your plays. I would personally go into let me think. Well, you could also activate this. And you Spanish Alligator and you Chimera. And that's why you play Chimera, so you can banish it at the same turn. And you're gonna summon out this card. If you had a baby on the field or in hand, this would be a good card to play. Now, if this is the case, since my hand has a Devil Evolution Pill, you'd want to go into this. Using this as 2 materials, this is 1, and this is another one. Making Link 4. You could go into your 3, then a 4, but there's no point, because you get a certain amount of negates. Then, you want to go your Barrel Load Savage, and target the grade 2 that you used. You Scrap Raver. And yes, Lost World does lower them by 5, but it's still a good card. Now you're going to set this, and you're just going to end your turn. You got Monster Negate that negates twice, because 8, 16. And then you got Monster Negate, Spell Trap card negate. Monster, Spell Trap. Okay? But you can only use this once, and this twice. So, you remember that. You also have a Call by the Grave set. You have an Ash Blossom. So use the effects in hand first before you use these. Okay? Droplet. That might be a card to negate, depending on what he targets. Targets 2. Does these have any banish effects in the grave? No. They do not. If they did, you'd want to use this card, Called by the Grave. Unfortunately, Forbidden Droplet doesn't let me chain anything in response to it. Okay, so he can special summon from his hand or grave by paying and he has to pay 800 life points per standby phase, or destroy this card. What do you target? If he targets a card in his grave, you can call by the grave, destroy it. Or you can chain 2 monsters' effect. So, since you don't want him to use his effect, you're going to banish this from his grave, making sure he has no monsters in his grave. You can't use his effect due to it being negated. Oh, add a card. No. I'm gonna Ash Blossom that. What does he have left? Not much. He has only one card in hand, a monster with no effect, and something that special summons him. Summons Lone Fire. Okay, Lone Fire is pretty good. Maybe I should have let this happen. Because he only gets a Layer of Darkness. And then this gets you, like, other cards. That's the problem. This effect's negated. This effect's negated. So what can you do? Not much. But next turn you have a... No. Next turn you have an Ultimate Conductor Triano. And one of these. So remember that. And this is a plant. It can't really be used. Except for Link. But most likely he's going to play a boss monster. That's my opinion. Probably a boss plant monster. I have no idea what his deck's capable of. But hopefully this goes well in according to my plans. We didn't want him to add another card, which I have no idea what it does. I'd rather him use that than something I don't know what it's about. Okay? Okay. So he goes on the plant. That's just fine. What fusion does he play? Okay, he can send a fusion from his deck to his grave. Okay. Super Poly? He clear my field if he had Super Poly. But I don't know if he plays that. He has no fusion monsters, no monsters in hand. Okay, he pays 2k. We'll send the fusion monster to the grave. Super Poly, as I expected. So, this tells me that he's probably going to go into the one that needs 2 dark monsters, but different types. So he's probably going to go into that, attack my monster, and clear my board. But what's going to happen is he has nothing to respond afterwards. And that's the problem. Oh, he went to this. Unfortunately, it can't activate during my turn. You can activate this effect until the end of the turn. That opponent's monster loses 1,000. If it does, this card gains 1,000 attack. Once per turn during the next standby phase after this card was sent to the grave, add 1 polymerization spell card or fusion spell from your deck. But we pretty much activate this and do nothing. Because it won't work. So it gets negated, we just activate it for no reason. And then he attacks it. Okay? So that's the plan. To do Devil Evolution Pill, blow this up. And yes, he's going to get polymerization to hand, Super Poly. That's fine. It's not a big deal. And yes, he can special summon something. But we're going to use Overraptor. Activate Lost World. And since we know he has no Ash Blossom in his hand, we're going to activate this card. Okay? And this is going to grab ourselves. We could either grab this, and then use this to get our this, or we can send this to the grave. And then negate monster effects on the field. It's your choice. I wouldn't say pick this. You could send it, but there's no point in it. So I'm going to pick this card. Yes, adding it to the hand. Using Lost World. And a trick you can do is, let's see what's in the grave. Okay, we're going to use this card's effect. Blowing this up. No. Because when it's sent to the graveyard, you can special summon anything. So let's special summon a baby. This is how you OTK. Okay? We're going to be showing you how to OTK with this deck. We're going to summon Ultimate Conductor Triano, banishing those two, or stuff that you don't need in your grave. You summon Ultimate Conductor Triano. Then you're going to activate Ultimate Conductor Triano's effect. And you're going to blow up Baby. In doing so, puts him in the face down defense and summons you in level 4. And you're going to summon out your Giant Rex. Okay? You still need 2 more cards, right? What you could have done is, this is a little bit of a misplay, just telling you. What you could have done was overlay these, pump up this, banish this, and you would get another card in the field. Okay? Instead, you're doing it this way. Okay? And you're going to see why. The one thing you do want to blow up would be his back row. Okay? So what you're going to do is activate this card's effect. You could activate it anytime you wanted. Okay? Then you're going to go into your Doka. And the reasons why, because when this card gets destroyed, you get to add a Polymerization or a Fusion card to his hand. You can negate that with this. Okay? Next, you're going to attack with your Ultimate Conductor, Triano, and just sending it to the grave due to your effect. Now his effect doesn't go off because of that. And if you want to know another cheeky move, Soul Overraptor can also get you back your Triceratops. Well, what's your opponent going to do? Not really much, because you can negate most of his stuff. This is multiple turns. You can use it multiple turns. As long as you have materials, you can keep negating. Just think about it that way. And once it's done, you can just blow it up with Ultimate Conductor Triano. You get pluses with that way. Sure, blow that up. I get powered up. Thank you. There's not really much he could do now. And this is this game. So he scoops. Good game. And thank you for watching. Thank you for watching another episode of Fireking Gaming. If you want to see another part 2, click on the playlist that I'm going to be creating. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like, a subscribe, and click the notification bell so you know when our next video is. Bye, YouTube!